Hi, welcome to this very quick walkthrough of my stakeholder map. Here you have in front of you an actual map with stakeholders on it. What a shock. This map is driven by the People's tab. There is also a summary tab, some instructions on how to actually use the sheet, and some other instructions on adding rows just in case you're not familiar with tables. So to start off with, when we're managing stakeholders, we obviously need to put them in a list. This is usually where the stakeholder management ends, but you'll see that this sheet gives you a little bit more functionality to keep it going throughout the duration of the project. So here we have the names, very inventive test names, I know, positions, whether they are engaged or informed. It can be very useful to know as part of the stakeholder management process. Project area, so this could be relevant to you, it might not, you don't have to fill it in if it's not. And then we have the matrix drivers, so this is the power and happiness, I guess. There is a calculation that sits behind this which drives the risk metric. So here we have a very powerful person who is really happy, so they're a medium risk. If they suddenly became incredibly unhappy, they'd be a high risk. If they suddenly became not very powerful, they'd go back to being a medium risk. So you get the idea, it's not particularly complicated. There are two versions of this sheet. One has the numbers here, which makes it a bit easier. The other one is just the actual text, so you can choose from those. There's a few other pieces of metrics down here, so you can fill these in. Most of them at the top you can select. So when you get to the point where you're filling this in for hundreds of people or multiple projects and they're all interconnected and they need to stay in the same place, it's quite handy to be able to say, well, I just want to see who's on the main project. I just want to see who's actually engaged, or I just want to see the medium. So if we say like high, I just want to see the high ones and what project or sub project they are on. So this is really this is really easy to negotiate your way around, navigate your way around even. Mouth isn't working today. You can obviously move these slicers and select multiple projects if you wanted to. So you can see both projects and then clear it off there. They're very, very simple to use. The summary and the map, see I've changed this guy here so he moved, are both driven by the people data. So if you change anything in the people data, so if you want to change this to Mr. Amazing, then you go back to the map and Mr. Amazing should arrive. Here he is. Mr. Amazing has arrived on the map. Again, you can select here, so you can just look for the super unhappy people. As you can see there, just along the top. You can just look at the super powerful people and say, okay, well, none of them are in the top, so we know we're not overly. It's not a big problem for us. There is a slight issue with this. If you have people with the same score, it might show them alongside each other, and they can overlap. So I'll give you a little trick for that later on. So the summary, there's a little pivot table on the data again in your people tab. So here you'll see that Mr. Amazing has not arrived. What a surprise. But if we refresh the workbook, there it is. Look, he's popped in there, so that's quite cool. You might not want to turn macros on your workbook. If you don't want to do that, then this little refresh thing won't work. You'll just have to go to your data tab at the top here and hit refresh all, and that will refresh this table and this table here. So again, slices work the same way. You can select projects, risks, resources, and if you want to put any other selectors in there, then just give me a shout and I'll see what I can do for you. So that's basically it. There's some instructions to refer to if you get stuck, and there's the ability to add rows here. So go back into the People tab. If you wanted to add somebody else here and you started typing but you left a gap, the data is not going to get collected. If you wanted to type here and you wanted to say, okay, it's me, I'm in there, you'll see it automatically adds a new row onto the bottom. I'm going to add in a few odd things in here. And I'm going to say that I am unbelievably powerful and I am really happy. So there we go. I'm a medium risk person. I'm definitely a temp. And see, it's picked up all that information. Now what I do now, if I go immediately to the map, I will find me, not bothered, over here. Up on the summary sheet, again, I haven't arrived. I can either click that or I can click refresh all. And me, not bothered, here has turned up in the medium. So that's essentially it. I'm already here as well. There's two, click this here and refresh that. You'll see now that there are 5 people in the medium, and these are the 5 people that have got a medium risk. Here are your 5 medium people. They make up 46% of your cohort of stakeholders. You've got 1 that's low, 2 that's low medium, 1 that's high. So you can see what that means. The colours correlate to this section in the middle. This section is not dynamic, it's just there for reference. That's essentially it, I think. I think that does everything that you need it to do. There's a little bit of a calculation sheet here on the back. So you can unhide that if you want to work out how it works. Take my free results and make your own. It's up to you. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.